Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Once there was a dialogue in in a king's palace. I think the king was Janaka, and there a great sage by the name of Yajnavalkya came, and there were many other great masters, knowers, educated in scriptures, well versed in scriptures, great meditators. They were all sitting there. And the king had put up a debate on the truth, and whoever wins that debate will get the 1,000 cows with gold studded horns and all that. So when the whole assembly was thinking, who is that person who is qualified to win? At that moment, Yajnavalkya, Rishi Yajnavalkya, he got up and he started taking the cows without any debate. And all the people, they said, how can you do that? He says, why? Do you think you are all knowing more than I do? Have you realized? And in this way, whatever questions anyone put, he was able to refute them, he was able to defeat them in the arguments and discussions. And when everyone is exhausted, can't, because that time the wealth was cows. It's question of 1,000 cows. Not that the rishi needs it, but it is like that. So then one of his disciples of Yajnavalkya, who had studied in his Gurukul, this comes from Brihadanaraka Upanishad, who is his disciple, she gets up and she's got a sharp tongue. She's very, very intelligent. And she asks the question. She first, because he is her teacher, so she says, may I have a permission to ask question? He says, yes, of course, you can ask question. So she says, tell me what is Brahman? She asked only 2 questions. Please tell me what is Brahman. So, Brahman means the reality. Brahman means the all-pervading reality. Brahman means the one without a second principle. Yajnavalkya says that Brahman is that which is untouched, that which is beyond the words, that which is beyond the mind. Brahman is that which cannot be known, but can only be directly experienced. Brahman is the substratum of everything. Brahman is that transcendental reality which can, once one knows it, he can no longer be an individual anymore. It is the essence of every being and every object in the creation. When it is said in this manner, Gargi says, is this world also Brahman? He says, yes, Brahman is also, world is also Brahman. How is it? The Yajnavalkya teacher, he says, without a knower, the known cannot express. So, question is, you accept yourself as the knower, or you accept as the infinite reality. If you take infinite reality, Brahman to be real, Brahman to be the truth, because she has also studied the scriptures. And if you take the world also to be real, then there will be two realities. That is not accepted. Then you have to think in such a manner that we are able to ascertain the presence, not just the presence, that Brahman is the material and the creator of the whole creation. Out of Brahman, by his own free will, the whole creation was projected out, as if in the Brahman the whole creation is maintained. In the Brahman, the whole creation goes back. She says, when she hears like this, she has studied with him. But this is what happens sometimes. We study, we listen, but we miss the point. And when again something is, the teacher tells you, suddenly it clicked to her. So she asks, where is Brahman? So the teacher said, Brahman, it is inside, it is outside, it is everywhere. In fact, Brahman is that which is supporting the time. It is supporting the space. It is supporting the objectivity. This space, time and objectivity, these are only projections of your mind or of the consciousness or the reality, but actually nothing is there. She says, then how can I come to know it? He says, you can come to know it only if you give up all your illusions and delusions. And what is the delusion? Delusion is the ignorance. What is that ignorance? I am the body. And what is the illusion? That ignorance that I am the body then gives rise to the multi-pointed universe, the variety of universe. He says, you give that up. Give up the delusion. Delusion is in the intellect and illusion is in the mind. Or illusion is outside. Delusion is inside, illusion is outside. He says, give up both of them, and there you are. Whatever is left behind, that is the Brahman, that is you. He says, and she becomes very, very thrilled by these answers, because she has heard it before, but it had not clicked. And in a precise, succinct, pointed question where there was no ambiguity, she asked question and he answered straight away. There was no that he said this or he said that. He is giving you, Yajnavalkya is giving the answer out of his own direct experience. So are we searching for Brahman? Are we searching for reality as an idea in our mind? Are we searching for reality as some imagination? that this will happen, that will happen, I'll experience this. When I realize, when I sit in meditation, my body should be calm, my senses should be inwards. All that scriptures say. So is your attention on the senses? Is your attention on the thoughts? Or is your attention on the one because of whom the body is functioning, the senses are functioning, the thoughts are coming and going? This fine tuning, is required. When you take your car to service, they adjust the something. When it is not adjusted properly, the car uses more petrol, and there is a lot of sound when it is sitting idle and the car is on. Sometimes it's very fast, sometimes it's very slow, then it stops. But if it is at the right place, the car purrs. So same way, our mind has to be tuned in the right manner. Are we objectively thinking about the Brahman, about the reality? Or we are allowing the mind to think objectively, but we are being the subject in whose presence this contemplation is going on, this thinking is going on, this sitting is going on, this listening is going on, this talking is going on. For that purpose, all our Upanishads come into our life only to shift our attention to what is important. That is their grace. And what do we have to do? Nothing. You also show grace on yourself by thinking, contemplating on the subject that the Upanishads are talking about. And that subject is not outside, that subject is within, that subject is you. If I come to know, then what will happen? Gargi asks. If I come to know that, what will happen? Once you come to know that, everything will be Brahmamaya. Everything will be that one reality. Then the names and forms and colors and emotions and convictions and thoughts and objects of the world, the space, time, objectivity, it will have no influence on you. Why? Because once you have come to abide in Brahman, as Brahman, then the entire universe is nothing but Brahman. Everywhere I am all pervasive then. And how do you know this if you are not the mind anymore? You know it intuitively. You don't need thoughts to know that. That may not be an experience of yours at this moment about anything. Just like a mother knows intuitively many things about the child. Similarly, like you don't keep talking about your body, I am the body, I am the body. You just know it. You don't need to prove it to anyone. Similarly, such realized masters in the Upanishads, once, or any other master who has come to know the truth, he Knowing is being. If you know the truth that it is only inside the body, then it will stay there. Then you are going only into nirvikalpa samadhi. If you know the truth with this understanding that the truth is all pervasive, it is the only one, there is nothing else apart from the truth. The variety of the world is also pervaded by the truth. It is existing in the truth. It is born in the truth. It goes back to the truth. Therefore, that which is nothing but the truth, why should I think about everything else? I'll just be that. In this manner, one must contemplate and come to realize not next lifetime, not when we retire, not in 10 years' time, not in 5 years' time, not in 1 year's time, not next week, next month, not tomorrow, right here and now. That urgency, that a deep urgency that this is the moment. It can be realized only in this moment, in the here and now. It cannot be realized tomorrow. If we have the thought that we'll listen to this and then sit in meditation, then we have delayed it. Then we have grasped the information, but we were not subjective. While listening, be. Sit with yourself.